Hello and welcome to How2R. This is a video series where we're using R for your basic data analytics needs. And today we're going to take a look at conducting a series of descriptive statistics in R. So we can show you the R commands that we would do to run some basic descriptive statistics of our data that's in the data set. So we're using the sales data frame here. And earlier, we created a column called profit, and that's going to be the revenue that we created based off of each sale. And what I want to do is I want to take a look at all the data in my data frame and figure out what is my total profit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that sum function. That's the function I'm going to use, and I'm going to apply that to the profit field in my sales data frame. And I want to ignore all the NA or null values that are in there. They're not going to be included in the calculation. So when I execute this, it's going to provide me with the total revenue. And so that I can see here that I have a total revenue of $52,826,729. But that's not formatted right now. So if I want to be able to format that as in dollar signs, I need to kind of indicate that in my display. I'm not going to change the format of the data set or the raw data in the data frame, just the format of how that result is displayed. Now, here I have a function called $, that is not part of tidyverse. So I need to introduce a new library. And normally I would include this call to the library up at the top of my script. But for this instance, I'm just putting the library call right down here. So the library that I need to use, or the package that I need to be able to use, is called scales. And this allows me to use that $ or currency format. So what I need to do is I need to load that library. And if I don't have it installed, I need to go out and install it first. And then once it's installed, then I can call the library. I'm going to load that library. And now I can use the $ function. If I didn't have that library loaded, I would get an error because that function's not available. But it is available once I load the scales library. So here what I'm going to do is I'm still going to create that sum, just like I showed you. But it's going to take that result that I just created, and now it's going to format it using currency, or the function is $. It's going to apply a currency format to those results. So when I do Control Enter here, now I get the result of 52,826,729, all in currency format. So I needed that $ function to convert that into that format. So that's what I was doing there. Okay, next I'm going to do an average. I want to find the mean profit. So what was the average profit or mean profit for each of the transactions, across the transactions in my sales data? So I use the mean function, apply that to the profit field in my sales data frame, and again, ignoring the NA or null values. And when I execute that, I can see that it is the mean value is $6,610.78. Now, if I wanted to convert that to $, I could do the same thing again. Put a $, put that in parentheses, and then I would be able to calculate that and show that as a $ format. But I would also make sure that I have to spell it correctly. So put an A there. Now I can run it. There we go. Now I get the results. Okay. So next I want to look at the smallest profit. What was the smallest or minimum profit that I had in my sales transactions? Most likely this is going to be negative. So I'm using the min function, applying that to the profit field within the sales data frame, and ignoring all the NA or null values. And there I can see my smallest or biggest loss is $19,389. Now let's take a look at which transaction had the largest profit. There I'm using the max function, applying that to the profit field of my sales data frame and ignoring the NA or null values. And I can see my largest profit was $48,591.08. So what if I wanted to take a look at the summary statistics for the profit column? So I'm using the summary function, and let's take a look at what the output looks like here. So it's taking a look at the profit column in my sales data frame, and it's doing a summary of that. And here it's showing, the summary is now going to show me the minimum value, the first quartile value, the median value, the mean value, third quartile, and the max value. And it's also noting that I had 3 values that are missing values, which I probably would need to clean up then. So this summary function is very useful for getting a good understanding of how that kind of the distribution of data within that column. Now, if I want to take a look at standard deviation across all sales, it's using the SD function to apply it to the profit field within my sales data frame, and again, ignoring the 3 NA values. And here I come up with $8,794.25. Now I then can use that same function, but this time apply my dollar format to it, and I can get that to a dollar format. So these are some basic statistics or descriptive statistics that we can apply to view the data. And they're pretty simple R functions to be able to execute these. If I needed to convert this to currency, I did have to use that scales library to be able to do that. That was not available as part of the base R packages as well as the tidyverse packages. So I brought in scales to do that.